Have you ever wondered why one of the biggest music stars on the planet struggles to break into Hollywood? Today we're diving into why it actually sucks to be Bad Bunny, despite his massive global fame. The Puerto Rican superstar has conquered music charts worldwide, but when it comes to Hollywood, he's facing an uphill battle that most English-speaking stars never have to consider. You might be thinking, wait, didn't he already appear in movies like Bullet Train and Cassandra? Yes, but I'm about to reveal why those roles barely scratch the surface of what's really going on behind the scenes. The language barrier in Hollywood creates invisible walls that even superstars can't easily break through. And if Bad Bunny, with all his resources and fame, struggles with this, imagine what it's like for countless other talented performers. Bad Bunny's English proficiency limits the roles he can realistically portray in mainstream American films. Despite being one of the most streamed artists globally, his Hollywood options remain frustratingly narrow compared to his musical success. But here's where it gets interesting. This isn't just about Bad Bunny. His situation exposes a much bigger problem in the entertainment industry that affects thousands of talented performers. Have you ever considered how many brilliant actors we never see simply because they don't speak perfect English? Hollywood scripts rarely accommodate non-native English speakers in lead roles. While Bad Bunny could easily headline a Spanish-language production, major studio films almost always require perfect English delivery for protagonist roles. This reality creates a frustrating catch-22. Bad Bunny needs Hollywood exposure to improve his English acting skills, but can't get substantial roles without already having those skills. It's like applying for entry-level jobs that all require previous experience. Remember when I mentioned his role in Bullet Train? While it was a start, his character had minimal dialogue compared to the English-speaking leads. This pattern repeats across the industry. International stars often relegated to limited supporting characters or stereotypical role. Let me ask you this. Have you noticed how often non-native English speakers are typecast as villains, comic relief, or background characters? This isn't coincidence. It's a systematic limitation that even someone with Bad Bunny's star power struggles to overcome. But wait, isn't Hollywood becoming more diverse? Yes and no. While we're seeing more cultural diversity on screen, linguistic diversity remains stubbornly limited. Think about the last 5 blockbusters you watched. How many lead characters spoke English with an accent? The dubbing paradox makes everything even more complicated. Bad Bunny's films get dubbed into Spanish for international release anyway, yet he isn't given the same courtesy in reverse, allowed to perform in Spanish and be dubbed into English. This one-way street reveals Hollywood's persistent English language bias. Translation issues create another major hurdle. Bad Bunny's natural humor, wordplay, and charisma, the very qualities that made him a music superstar, can get lost in translation. His Spanish interviews showcase a magnetic personality that often doesn't fully translate in his English appearances. Remember earlier when we talked about those invisible walls? This translation barrier is exactly what I meant. It's not just about speaking the words, it's about conveying the same emotional impact and cultural nuances. You might be wondering, but what about international stars like Antonio Banderas or Penelope Cruz who made it in Hollywood? Fair point, but they're rare exceptions who spent years perfecting their English before achieving mainstream success. The pipeline for non-English speaking talent remains incredibly narrow, and for every success story, countless others never break through. The most frustrating reality? Bad Bunny's struggles reflect an industry still caught between global ambitions and linguistic limitations. Despite being one of the most recognized entertainers on the planet, his Hollywood journey reveals how deeply entrenched English language dominance remains in film. So what's the solution? Perhaps it starts with us, the audience, demanding more authentic representation and supporting international productions. The success of subtitle content on streaming platforms shows audiences are more willing to engage with non-English content than Hollywood executives seem to believe. If you found this perspective interesting, let me know in the comments if you've noticed this pattern with other international stars trying to break into Hollywood. And if you want me to explore how other industries create similar barriers, hit that subscribe button and notification bell. This isn't just about Bad Bunny, it's about recognizing how language barriers continue to shape our entertainment landscape and what that means for global talent in an increasingly connected world.